Hey, what's up, everyone? I don't know about you, but I have this tendency to kind of window shop sometimes, digitally, and then I'll add stuff to my cart. I think about it. Maybe I'll go back and buy it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Well, there's this particular knife that I have been looking at, and I think about buying it, and then I don't buy it. Then I think about buying it, and I didn't buy it. And I don't know why, because it's a pretty cheap knife. At the time I first saw it, it was about like $9.50. Well, the other day, even though the price on it kind of skyrocketed, I ended up buying it anyway, and it doesn't really fit any particular bill for me. I just kind of wanted it, and that is the Ka-Bar Dozier skeleton knife. Nothing fancy, nothing like amazing. It's not going to change your life or anything, but it's just kind of a plain knife. So let's take it out of the sheath, take a better look at it. Okay, here we go. Um, this is basically just a block of steel. It's a lower grade steel. It's a five CR steel. Um, so pretty low quality, to be honest with you. Now, the bad news about that is the edge is probably going to wear down pretty quickly with use. On the bright side, you can probably strap it back to life with little or no trouble. So that's pretty good. Now, they make these with scales. I opted for one without the scales because my thinking is that I would possibly use it as a boot knife. And that's probably not going to end up working for me. And by the way, this knife is made in China for those who are wondering. You can tell right there. And like I said, it's not marked 5CR because I guess they don't want to brag about it, but it is there. Um, we have the lanyard loop there, or if you want to put like a key ring or something on it. Now, as far as the sheath goes, it's a hard plastic sheath, nothing fancy. What I do not like about the sheath is that it's actually you can tell it kind of has a solid background there, but then it's cut out over there, so it's not like an ambidextrous sheath where you can put it in either way. You kind of have to put it in so that this pointy part right here goes in the open end, kind of like that. Now, with that said, that's really the only real bad thing about the sheath. Some people I had read reviews from said that it shakes and that it doesn't retain. Um, it retains, doesn't make any shaking noises. So I think it's actually for the fact that it was a $12.86 knife that you could just throw around on your cutting mat. I think it's actually decent for what it is. I mean, there's not. I mean, it's low grade steel. It's just there's no moving parts or bearings or fancy scales or anything. So I mean, $12. It's not the deal of the century, but it's a fair price. I think. I certainly don't think it's a bad deal. So let's take a look at some of the measurements on this thing. I liked it because where I am, if you're going to conceal a knife, it has to have a 3-inch or shorter blade. And if you look at the part here, it's about, let's see, put that right on top of there actually. We're looking at a little under 2 3/4 inches. So maybe like a little over 2 5/8 inches. So it's right where I need it to be. As far as the handle part, let's call that the handle there. It's about 3 3/4 inches, and the total length is a little over 6 1/4, so it works well. Um, Now, as you can tell, this kind of has the opening right here to use as a neck knife. I don't really like this particular knife as a neck knife. Some just kind of scream out to me, this is a neck knife. This one, I mean, I wouldn't think someone was crazy for using it as a neck knife, but not really my thing. I'm actually trying to figure out some way I could use it as a boot knife. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a clip or an attachment point for a clip, which kind of stinks. But that's my fault. I knew what I was getting myself into. I just figured I could come up with something, and I still might at some point, but I haven't yet. Um, Another option perhaps would be kind of like a belt knife, kind of like a scout carry. Wear it like along the belt. That might be a possibility. I could probably rig something up to use it in that way. I don't know, but like I said, for the price, it's not bad. Now, I wouldn't stand here and say this is the best deal ever. Well, it's not, and it's not. You wouldn't be getting ripped off or anything. It's just like I said, it's a chunk of steel that you can probably hone a little bit better, and you had a decent knife for $12. And like I said, the other great thing is you don't have to worry about the pivot coming loose or something breaking on it or anything. It's just a good backup blade, a good solid backup blade for very little money. As far as the sharpness goes, it was okay, nothing to write home about. After this video, I'm probably going to strop it to get it a little bit sharper and make it a little bit more useful. But I just figured I'd throw this out there for you in case you're looking for a decent skeleton type blade, or maybe you like this kind of thing for a neck knife. Wouldn't really be my thing, but I think it's definitely possible. I'm also thinking of potentially just kind of wrapping it in paracord, but I don't know. I've been doing a lot with paracord lately, so that was kind of on my mind. If you are interested in this knife, which I don't know if I mentioned, but right now it's up to like $12.80. If you are interested in this knife, I do have an Amazon link, Amazon affiliate link in the description. So if you're interested, go peruse and check it out. And that's really about all. This is the Ka-Bar Dozier skeleton knife. If you're interested in one with scales, they also have a bunch with scales too. I forget the price on those, but understandably, they're a little bit more. So have a good one. I will talk to you later.